We're hoping we can imagine two filmmakers. One is an artist, and she spends 5 years or so focusing only on the craft of filmmaking and nothing else. She learns story, camera, angles, lenses, blocking, and so on. So then we have the other filmmaker, and this filmmaker spends the same 5 years, but only on the business. And she studies the market, financing, distribution, budgets, networking, etc. Which of these two filmmakers do you think will have a longer lasting career?
I would say that the person spending, if these two people are one and the same, right? Like it's Pete and Bizarro Pete, right? And you've got, I think the version of this person that is focused on understanding the craft and and I'm going to add an element of a constant of they're both making things. I would say that the person studying the craft is going to have a longer career because they are likely at some point to make something impactful. They'll be able to take what's in their heart and put it on videotape, I want to say on film, but on tape or in a final product that best represents what they felt when they started the project. Because that's really the divide, right? The divide is, I have this feeling, I want to make this thing, and for a while, the execution doesn't match the authenticity of the feeling. And then you get to a point where you've built up enough skills to get pretty close to how you felt and how you deliver it for the audience to feel that way too. The person who is making things, but maybe leaning more into the studying of the business and all of that, you know, I feel like the real asset in the industry is in voice, you know, and is in perspective. And so I feel like they may learn what they're supposed to do, or, you know, here's how you do it, or, you know, but I think if it's in broad strokes and in not like spending the additional time that the other person is and really mastering the craft, I think this person wins.
Okay. What if this person becomes so, that their voice is so unique and they just make this incredible film, but they're naive to the business?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that could take them out in some sense?
I mean, it could take them out. I mean, you know, in the perfect world, they meet a really honest agent and manager and lawyer who is really interested in nurturing their talent and, you know, cares about their, you know, or tailors their representation to the individual, you know, but the likelihood of having to rely on that, I think, is a gamble I wouldn't take, you know? So like, you know, and all not, it seems like the right thing to do, but that's kind of, I feel like my book is actually for the person you're talking about. You know, like my book is for the person who is spending all their time trying to be creative, make X, Y, Z work, know how to pick the right lens and tell the story in the right way, you know, but I'm kind of in their ear saying, that's not enough though. Don't forget about this. You know, have you read the trades? You know, and I think it's the superhero of this is like, you know, is the marriage of the two people that you're presenting. You know, how can you take, you know, and that's not 50-50. Sometimes it's 70-30 because you know, it's 70 business, 30 creative, because now I'm in development and I got to talk to people and I've got to like have meetings. And then now I'm making this thing and it's 80-20, you know, now I'm the creative director and I've got other people around me taking care of the, you know, people management and business of it. And I need to be in that space. Like, it's I guess the real revelation of your question is the fact that, you have to kind of be all these things, in my mind, if you want to have the best opportunity at preserving your intent. And it's no different, than even like in indie films. Now they talk about this producer of marketing and distribution, like who's working on, social media things well before you've even gotten the money, because it's going to be a value add down the line. And I remember I talked to one person on a doc I was working on. He said that, people complain about the middleman or the middle person, right? And, there are these gatekeepers and, we can't do this, we can't do that. But the reality of it is with the democratization of all things now, you could argue that the middle person, the gatekeeper, is you. And you have to change your connection to what you're willing to do. Because theoretically, you could take your iPhone and shoot it. You could take your computer and get some software and edit it. You could release it on your website that you designed. You could market it through your social media campaigns, which you manage. Like, there's no one stopping you anymore. And so there's no better time than now to marry those two profiles together. And I think if you look at the filmmakers and the storytellers who are really doing well in today's world, that's exactly what they've done.
In your book, do you have a chapter about sort of people that don't want to focus on the business?
I don't have a chapter dedicated to that, but I do speak specifically to representation, securing it, and what you should look for in that team. Because to your point, at the end of the day, or not at the start of the day too, your reps get paid when you work. So they work for you. They don't actually send you a check from anywhere connected to, their job. They're sending you the check from the people who paid you to do the show that you did. And so really being thoughtful, it's a partnership, it's a marriage. Like you have to marry the right people, and you have to be clear about what you want. You have to be, I think it works best when you're aware of how the business works, because then they recognize that you are also, perhaps more of a partner than some of their other clients in your own career. And, at the end of the day, like you have got to take the reins on the business of you.